June 18th, 2023, a small submersible Titan begins its slow descent into the deep, dark waters of the Atlantic Ocean. Its destination, the wreck of the RMS Titanic. Resting almost 4,000 meters below the surface, on board are 5 men, adventurers, explorers, and dreamers. But just hours later, all 5 would be dead. This is the story of the Titan submersible, a daring mission, a tragic ending, and the serious questions that followed. How did a journey meant to explore history become one of the most chilling underwater disasters of our time? The Titan was created by OceanGate, a private company that wanted to make deep sea exploration more accessible. At the heart of this company was a man named Stockton Rush, the CEO, co-founder, and visionary. He believed that traditional safety rules were slowing down innovation. His dream, to take tourists, or as he called them, mission specialists, to see the Titanic up close for a fee of $250,000 per person. This was not a normal submarine. Titan wasn't certified by any official body. It was made with experimental materials, including a carbon fiber hull, and it was controlled not by a professional joystick, but by a simple video game controller. Inside Titan, there were no chairs. Passengers sat on the floor, shoulder to shoulder, in a space just over 4 feet wide. The only toilet was a small privacy curtain and a bottle. Once the hatch was sealed from the outside, no one could leave without help. Despite all this, Titan made over a dozen dives into the Titanic site between 2021 and 2022. Some were successful, others had to be aborted. On one trip, a thruster was installed backwards, causing Titan to spin in circles. On another, strange cracking noises were heard at great depths. Many experts raised alarms. One of them was David Lockridge, OceanGate's director of marine operations. He warned that Titan wasn't safe, that the carbon fiber hull could crack under pressure. He said more testing was needed, but instead of listening, OceanGate fired him. At a depth of nearly 4,000 meters, water pressure is intense, over 6,000 pounds per square inch. That's like having the weight of the Eiffel Tower pressing down on every part of the sub. Most deep-sea subs use strong, round titanium hulls to handle this pressure. Titan used a carbon fiber cylinder. Engineers warned this was dangerous. Unlike titanium, carbon fiber can weaken over time, especially when it's not built or tested properly. On the morning of June 18th, 2023, Titan was lowered into the ocean. It was supposed to be a 2.5-hour journey down the Titanic. Communication between Titan and its support ship, the Polar Prince, was done through text message and short pings every few seconds. At 10:14 a.m., the surface crew asked, "Can you see us on your screen?" Titan replied, "Kate," and then yes. That would be the last full message they ever sent. At 10:47 a.m., Titan messaged, dropping 2 weights, which could signal an emergency ascent. Just 6 seconds later, the ping stopped. Titan had gone silent. Only 475 meters from the Titanic wreck. Narrator. The world watched in horror. For 4 days, ships, planes, and underwater robots searched the sea. Everyone hoped Titan was still intact, sitting on the seafloor waiting to be rescued, but experts knew the truth might be much worse. Back in Washington, U.S. Navy sensors had already picked up something, a loud underwater implosion sound, around the same time Titan vanished, but this information wasn't made public right away. On 22nd June, the Coast Guard confirmed the wreckage of Titan had been found. It had imploded, crushed instantly by the enormous pressure of the deep sea. There were no survivors. 5 lives were lost. Stockton Rush, OceanGate CEO and pilot of the dive, Hamish Harding, a British millionaire and explorer, Paul Henry Nargeolet, a famous French Titanic expert, Shahzada Dawood, a Pakistani businessman, Suleiman Dawood, his 19-year-old son. Their deaths sent shockwaves around the world, but they also raised serious questions. Why wasn't Titan certified? Why were warnings ignored? And could this tragedy have been prevented? Famed filmmaker and Titanic explorer James Cameron called the disaster unthinkable. He said he knew almost immediately that the Titan had imploded and was frustrated that a rescue was even attempted, when experts likely knew there was nothing to rescue. He also compared the Titan disaster to the original Titanic sinking. In both cases, warnings were ignored. In both cases, lives were lost near the exact same spot in the ocean. After the disaster, investigations began. The U.S. Coast Guard opened an official inquiry. Families of the victims filed lawsuits claiming OceanGate ignored safety advice. But because all passengers had signed waivers, which mentioned the word death at least 9 times, OceanGate was shielded from much legal responsibility. Soon after, OceanGate shut down its website, its social media went silent, and the company quietly went out of business. A year later, Netflix released a documentary, The Titan, The OceanGate Disaster. It featured David Lockridge, the man who had tried to warn everyone in the film. He said he knew people could die, that the hull had shown signs of weakness. The strange noises during test dives were ignored. He called it playing Russian roulette. So what happens now? Some companies still plan to dive to the Titanic, but with stronger certified submersibles. One of them is Triton Submarines, supported by billionaire Larry Conner. The message is clear: deep-sea exploration can still be safe, but only if done right. As for OceanGate, the company behind Titan, the story ends here. No press conferences, no apology, just silence. In their mission to bring people closer to history, they became part of it. The Titan sub wasn't just a failed submersible. It was a warning, a tragic reminder that when it comes to the ocean's depths, nature doesn't forgive mistakes. Let us remember the lives lost, the lesson learned, and the importance of putting safety before ambition. Rest in peace to the 5 who never came back from the deep. Thank you for watching. If you found this story important, please like and subscribe for more powerful documentaries.